Good morning, students. Welcome to your physics class. I hope you are doing good and are in good health. So let's start with our class. Students, before starting our today's class, let's first quickly revise our previous class. In our previous class, I told you about acceleration. Acceleration is change in the velocity per unit time. Acceleration is indicated by or represented by small a. The SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square, or I can write it as meter second to the power minus 2. Okay. Now in this class, first see analysis of this equation. Okay. While analyzing this equation, we'll see what can be the possible value of acceleration. It can be negative, it can be positive, and it can be zero. Why it can have negative value also? Because it is a vector quantity. Okay. Now, we know that this is what? Change in the velocity per unit time. Okay. Small v is final velocity, small u is initial velocity, and t is time. Now, v can be greater than u, v can be lesser than u, or v can be equal to u. Okay. First, write it down. V is final velocity. U is initial velocity. Okay. And t is time. Now, in the first case, if v is greater than u, what does this mean? That v is greater than u. That means final velocity is greater than initial velocity. Then acceleration will be positive. Then a is positive. If v is less than u, that means v is less than u. That means final velocity is lesser than initial velocity. Then a will be negative. A is negative. Okay. While analyzing this equation, we have to make an assumption. That assumption says that a body moves in a straight line without reversing its direction. That means we have to assume that body is moving in a straight line without reversing its direction. Now the third case is what? V can be equal to u if they both are equal. V is equal to u. Then what will happen? The difference will be what? 0. Then a is equal to 0. Now, see, in the second case, a was coming negative. There is an important note that says that negative acceleration is also known as retardation. Okay. That means if, let's take an example that a is minus 2 meter per second square, a is having negative value, then there are two ways of saying this. That acceleration is minus 2 meter per second square, or retardation value is 2 meter per second square. Retardation means negative value of acceleration. Now students, we have learned about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. In the uniform motion, we have learned that the velocity remains fixed. There is no change in the velocity, but here acceleration is the term of change in velocity per unit time, right? That means in uniform motion, in uniform motion, we know that there is no change in the velocity. If there will be no change in the velocity, that means there will be no value of acceleration, right? That means value of acceleration will be equal to 0 meter per second square. Okay, why? Because velocity doesn't change in uniform motion, and in non-uniform motion, we know that there is change in the velocity, right, in non-uniform motion. So if there is change in the velocity, that means there will be certain value of numerator also, right? And we have the value of time, so there will be certain value of what? Acceleration also. So acceleration is not 0. There will be certain value of acceleration in non-uniform motion, but in uniform motion, since velocity does not change, velocity remains fixed, so I can say that acceleration is what? 0 meter per second square in uniform motion. Okay, students, till now you have studied about acceleration. Acceleration can be of two types: uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration. Let's first study about uniform acceleration. Before going into the definition of uniform acceleration, let's understand it better with an example. A car is going from A to B. Okay, I have divided the entire journey into equal time intervals. Okay, and each time interval is of 1 hour. That means AC distance is covered in 1 hour, CD distance is also covered in 1 hour, and DB distance is also covered in 1 hour. When the car was going from A to B, it was noticed that while traveling from A to C, the car was having velocity of 10 km per hour. Okay. While traveling from C to D, it was noticed that the velocity was of 20 km per hour. And while traveling from D to B, the car was having velocity of 30 km per hour. Okay. Now, what have you noticed with this example? That while traveling, the car is changing its velocity, isn't it? There is a change in velocity per unit time. That means there is a change in velocity in every unit of time. That means in every 1 hour of time, there is change of 10 km per hour every time, isn't it? Earlier it was 10 km per hour, then it has raised to 20 km per hour, then it has further raised to 30 km per hour. That means there is a raise in the velocity, right? Now, the velocity, there is another point to be noticed, that the velocity is increasing, and that too with an equal amount, isn't it? It is increasing uniformly. Now, let's consider this another example here. While going from A to B, now I have noticed that from going from A to C, the car was having velocity of 80 km per hour. Then the car has reduced its velocity, and now while traveling from C to D, the car was having velocity of 60 km per hour. Now, further the car has reduced its velocity, and now while traveling from D to B, the car was having velocity of 40 km per hour. What have you noticed in this example? You have noticed that there is decrease in the velocity value, right? And there was a decrease of what? 20 km per hour every time. In every hour, there was decrease of 20 km per hour. That means there was uniform decrease in the velocity. Here there was uniform increase in the velocity, and that increase was of 10 kilometer per hour in every 1 hour. And here there was decrease in the velocity, and that decrease was of 20, that reduction in velocity was of 20 kilometer per hour, isn't it, in every 1 hour. So if there is equal amount of increment or decrement in the velocity in every equal time, and in every equal time interval, then I'll call that the body is in uniform acceleration. Okay, now let's move to the definition. If an object travels in a straight line, here the car was traveling in a straight line only. If an object travels in a straight line and its velocity increases or decreases by equal amount in equal interval of time, then the acceleration of the object is said to be uniform. Got it? There was increment every time, and that increment was uniform. Here there was decrement, and that reduction was of equal amount in every equal time interval, right? Now, motion of a freely falling body is an example of uniformly accelerated motion. That means when a body falls freely onto the ground, that is an example of uniform acceleration, right? Now, examples of uniformly accelerated motion. Motion of a ball rolling down on an inclined plane. That means, let's take an example that this is a plane, okay, and this is a plane and a ball is rolling down from an inclined plane. Okay, this is an example of uniform acceleration. Now, motion of a free falling body from a certain height, that is motion under gravity. That means every motion under the gravity will be considered as uniformly accelerated. Okay, now I have given two definitions of uniform acceleration. One is this one and another is at the end. You may opt either of it. Okay, when equal amount of velocity gets changed in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be uniformly accelerated. There should be equal amount of velocity change in equal interval of time. Then the body will be called as uniformly accelerated. Okay. Now, non-uniform acceleration. First, consider the example again. The car is moving from A to B. Now here, first the car was in 10 kilometer per hour velocity. Then later the car has raised its velocity to 50 kilometer per hour. Then after that, the car has reduced its velocity to 25 kilometer per hour. So there is increase of velocity, then reduction in the velocity. There is no equal amount of change in the velocity. Okay, so it will be considered as in non-uniform acceleration. Here there was acceleration, later on it was retardation, isn't it? Because there was decrease in the velocity. Here there was acceleration, okay, because there was increment in the velocity. Here there is retardation. Why? Because velocity is changing and that too it is decreasing. Okay, now when unequal amount of velocity gets changed in equal interval of time. Remember students, every time in every definition, whenever you see uniform or non-uniform term, then you will always compare everything with equal interval of time only. Okay, so now the change, and there is a change in the velocity, but this change is unequal amount of change. Okay, so when unequal amount of velocity gets changed in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be in non-uniform acceleration. Got it? Now, the examples of non-uniformly accelerated motion. If a car traveling along a straight road increasing its speed by unequal amount. Now, if a car increases its speed, but for example, first the car is having 10 km per hour speed, okay, then it increases its speed to 40 km per hour, then it increases to 45 km per hour. Now see, every time there is increase in the velocity of the car, right? But the amount of increase is not, the amount of increment is not uniform, isn't it? So if a car traveling along a straight road increasing its speed by unequal amount in equal interval of time, then the car is said to be moving with a non-uniform acceleration. Another one is circular motion of all types have non-uniformly accelerated motion. For example, a roller coaster ride. Okay, you might have experienced roller coaster ride, isn't it? Every circular motion is of non-uniform acceleration. Okay, now a man driving in a random direction or with a varying speed randomly or both. Okay, if the man changes its direction randomly and also varies the speed or velocity randomly or does both of them, then also I'll call that motion non-uniformly accelerated. Okay,